Hello, Heathens.
Hello. Wait, let me get closer. Hello.
We are recording this on the day it comes out, so happy Thursday, the 10th.
Happy
We are
Thursday. It's
here
the
with
first time
you.
that we've been like on.
I think we've had to do it one other time, maybe, but yeah,
Oh,
I,
yeah, on the day.
yeah, I was gonna say usually we record the week before, but life happens, so here we are recording for your listening pleasures.
Yeah, I feel like you and I are both getting hit hard with this Venus retrograde and this Aquarius full moon,
And
which
the
happened last Monday.
North Node being in Aries and South Node being in Libra. That's a huge one right now for anybody with Libra placements. Good thing I have four of them.
Right.
When was the full moon on Wednesday?
No, it was last Monday.
Last Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Full moon in Aquarius can frick off, not politely. I don't like it at all.
Oh,
That was the roughest full moon I think I've experienced in a while.
it was a downright tough one, that's for sure.
It
But that's Aquarius. They're weird and hard and I think it's there about betterment of all. So whatever was happening to us is for the betterment of all.
I know. Love and light shit. There's always a reason for the season. I friggin' know. But when I tell you guys, like last week was just not my week, and it has not been Nicole's either. It's been like a week and a half of not our weeks. It's just usually life's pretty easy on us, but recently it's been
Hmm.
it's been growth promoting, let's say, to keep the
Absolutely.
love and light going.
And the nice thing about it is we can tell you and connect to you and tell you that we go through this bullshit too, right? Like this growing moment, these moments of like frustration and like, you're in the bottom of the barrel, like, am I good enough to do this?
Yeah, seriously.
Why?
I guess just so you guys know, like I was in the hospital for kidney infection and a mild case of sepsis, which is a blood infection. So that was fun.
Mild. I like how you say mild, okay, so it.
Because they did say they caught it early enough that it wasn't like full blown. So I've been saying mild because I don't know how else to describe it. But basically I know exactly why this happened, and it's because I take care of everything and everybody else in my life except for myself. I'm always trying to be with my friends. I'm trying to figure out time for them, and every single weekend and every day is packed with 1 million things to do for everybody else, and I'm fitting in clients left and right, and I'm not taking time for myself. And it was like a really big wake up call of, if you don't take care of yourself anymore, you're not going to make it. So,
Yeah, the universe grounded you.
yeah, it really did. It really did. And I kept getting told I'd get out the next day. And then the universe was like, not yet. You're going to stay another night
Mm-hmm.
and another night. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go. I just want to go.
I just want to sleep in my own bed.
Can you guys send somebody to my house?
Yeah, really. Can I just get a nurse to come by and check me?
Yeah, I'll check my temperature. I'll put it in the app thing. But yeah, just to give you guys like a good example of what the universe does when you're not listening to it. Listen,
Smacks you in
man.
your ass.
Yeah,
Smacks you in your ass.
seriously. But yeah, we're better now. Starting to feel better, I guess I could say, is like the energetically wise. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
feeling as hard as it was this last like week and a half. Monday hit, dude, and was dumpster fire. Dumpster fire.
Yeah. Right down.
Yeah.
Right down.
So today we are going to do a pretty easy episode that I actually am really excited about because there's some very interesting stories I found, and we're talking crystal folklore, like myths of crystals and all this.
So excited.
I don't know,
I love
what would you
story
call
time.
that? What'd you say?
Folklore, mystic, or the story behind
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
made.
yeah. Stories that I feel like Rocky would tell us around a fire.
Right, right, right.
If you guys ever get to meet Rocky, ask him how mosquitoes were made. He loves to tell that
Oh my
story.
God. We should do a recording of just that.
Yeah, just his stories. Oh, he's got a lot
Uh-huh.
of them. They're fun to listen to though. But I found some really interesting ones. And the one that I it's very fitting for you, Nicole. Um, it's about sapphires. And sapphires comes from the Greek word sapphirus, and it's meaning blue. And of course, they're like sapphires reminiscence of cloudless night skies. And this stone, apparently, there's a tradition behind it that I had no idea about.
Oh my God,
That
I'm so excited.
the tradition holds that Moses was given the Ten Commandments on tablets of sapphire, making it the most sacred gemstone. Because gemstones, sapphires represent divine favor, they were the gemstone of choice for kings and high priests. And the British crown jewels are full of large blue sapphires, and even more recently, Prince Charles chose a sapphire engagement ring for Princess Diana. And the ancients regarded star sapphires as a very powerful talisman and a guiding star for travelers and seekers of all kinds.
That's super cool.
I have never heard that before.
I've never heard that either. Because I guess I'd never, there's an emerald tablet, right? Like in the Egyptian and thought,
Oh,
like they
yep.
have an emerald tablet. Never heard of like sapphire tablet, but I've also never questioned what it was written on. I guess I just always thought it was like stone,
Stone.
like
Yeah.
gray stone
Well, that's also how they depict it, I
or
guess.
marble. Right,
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, I guess there's a tradition for it. I don't know. Tablets of sapphire, like, but I want to
Okay.
know, where did it come from? Did God just like plant it in the ground and have Moses dig it up? Like, was it just laying there for him, ready to go?
It just materialized.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I need to know more. I need more details.
Excuse me, I have
I have
questions.
questions. But yeah, that makes sense now why like that gemstone is such a big choice for kings and queens, and like why
Hmm.
it is so big, especially yeah, the British crown jewels. I didn't think about that. Like it holding this
No.
sacred meaning to it, and that's why they have so
Well,
many of
it
them.
makes me want to go out and get a sapphire.
I know, right? I was like, hell yeah, birthstone. Oh yeah.
That's your birthstone?
Yeah, sapphire is for September.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, what's January is diamond?
No, that's Trinity.
Oh.
Mine is garnet.
Oh. Well, red, white, and blue, baby.
But red, white, and blue.
I
If I
had
could
to.
punch you through this,
I had
would
to.
have. Violence, violence.
Marco. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Okay, so I have one.
Give it
But
to
I
us.
looked up, okay. So the first one I looked up was the hagstone because it's one of the ones that we all have. Um, they're they're very, I love them because they're very simple and very down to earth. They're not like some special stone per se,
Mhm.
but they are, right? It's like one of those things that's so powerful, but if you didn't know, if you didn't have the eyes to see, you would never know that this was a special stone, right?
Can you explain for those that don't know what hagstones are, what they are?
I will. So hagstones are regular, they're rocks that are usually found, or at least they were at some point near a body of water. But what happens is they are eroded for so long over the centuries where they get a natural occurring hole through them. So when I was looking this up, they were talking about it is, I guess this isn't really so much of a folklore, but like it's very much you have that power of water through there. So that's why they say it's such a powerful talisman because etheric energy can't pass running water.
Hmm.
So it's one of those things that like because the energy of the stone was created over such a long period of time, it carries that running water, almost that spiral energy with it.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. They talk
Interesting.
about they even call it they call it a fairy they do call it a fairy stone too, because you're supposed to you can like enhance your visions to see fairies, and if you put a little dew on it and look through it, it'll help you see the fairies as you're going through a forest, especially if you find like a hagstone in the forest area compared to like the water too.
Yeah.
Super cool stone. It's really good. It's good if a friend finds it for you. It's better if you find one yourself. So I think we have to go visit the beach.
I mean, we did that one. So the actually funny story with this, we went to a wedding up north. Do you remember this? It's just like some resort thing. It was honestly, I didn't even know there was like, I don't know, people living on that side of the state up there on that side. I didn't know it was a thing. But we went to this wedding and we did go to the beach and she was looking for a hagstone forever, man. It was really nice out though, so I couldn't complain because the wind felt great. It was kind
Hmm.
of hot. And the area was beautiful. But yeah, we did go hagstone searching at one point, but we're gonna have to try again because
But yeah, and that's the thing. Is they're not hard, but they're not like you you're not just gonna find a bunch.
yeah. Well, I guess unless you hit the right spot, right?
Right, right.
You get lucky.
Um, but those are one of the things, and you can put this on farmers used to use it to keep people healthy, keep cows and cattle healthy, and it's said too when you wear it, it promotes a sense of healing and it helps your body fight off infection and all that kind of stuff and disease. Um, it's because it's so connected to water, it has all those attributes, but not only that, it's not stagnant water, it's continuously moving water. So that's why it really helps this like protection and amongst all things, among and then also promotes healing and uh, to the point that farmers would actually just tie a hagstone to the stalls of the horses or where the
Mm.
cattle were. They used it for that as well. So it's not just like a folklore for witches. It's something that the farmers did and it seemed to help, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. Like I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool.
That is really cool. I did not know all of that. Um, okay, I already read this one to you, but I love this one. I did not know this is the um Greek origin behind amethyst.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like this one. Okay, so the origin of amethyst name and even explanation for some of its healing properties have been founded in the Greek mythology surrounding the stone. Amethyst's origin resides with the god Dionysus and the goddess Diana. So Dionysus is the god of wine, celebration, intoxication, and joviality. And he found insult by a mortal who had refused his acknowledgement. Um, basically meaning she was like not partaking in anything that he partakes in or what he
Hmm.
is,
Like she wasn't drinking.
she wasn't drinking and she was a virgin
Oh,
essentially. Yep.
that's sexual.
Yep. So enraged with anger, Dionysus vowed to unleash his fury upon all mortals who did not partake in his gifts of wine and drunkenness.
Hmm.
So he immediately spotted a young maiden named Amethyst who was pure and unfamiliar with being intoxicated. The unsuspecting young virgin, who was on her way to pay homage to the goddess Diana, was detained by the wrathful god. Dionysus summoned two fiercely ferocious tigers to devour the youth and sat back with his wine to watch. The girl named Amethyst cried out to Diana, and when Diana saw what was about to transpire, she quickly transformed the young mortal into a glimmering pure white stone, which we would know as quartz, to
Hmm.
protect her from the vicious wrath of Dionysus. Moved with pity, Dionysus realized the ruthlessness of his actions and began to weep with sorrow. As the tears dripped into his goblet, Dionysus collapsed, and the tear-tainted wine ran onto the stone from the tipped cup. The white stone then absorbed the color from the wine, creating the stone now called amethyst.
That's so cool. I love that story so much.
Yeah, it's a
Dionysus
good
is one of
one.
those like gods that like I probably like a lot of other people knew who he was, but just thought he was like a god of drunkenness, right? So like nobody
Yeah,
pays him homage because of like, what do I need that for, right?
right.
But guy, he's so interesting. Like there's always other stuff that comes in.
I agree with you. I feel like there's so much more that probably honestly happens with like most gods, right? Is there so much more that we don't know that's like so freaking interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's got to be a lot of information that was lost, how many years we've been and uh, God, it's just so. But yeah, he's one of the ones that has really opened up to me and naturally has come to like seek me out, like sent me a person to, introduce himself. He's been one of the guys that like actually sent a person to introduce himself to me, right?
Yeah.
Like, and picked me. And I thought that was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things that like he keeps like popping up. So it's like, no, I'm so glitchy. Okay, here we go.
And I was like,
That was
wait, what?
glitchy. That was
That
glitchy.
was so glitchy I couldn't even understand through it.
Um, he's just so cool. That was one of the ones that I'm like, God, I've never wanted to work with the gods, right? Like, and he's one of the ones that has really like reached out and like made me want to kind of do that.
Yeah. That was a really cool like instance because well, of course you got reached out to too. You are a wine partaker.
I am, and I was gonna stop drinking wine, but I was like, I can't. Gotta partake.
I cannot partake.
But I don't know if it's just drunkenness or if it was also if weed counts, if the marijuana counts.
The marijuana counts. Okay.
Um, all right, so I have a next one. Uh, it's another fairy stone, but it is the one that kind of looks like you poured cement. Have you seen those ones?
What's it called?
It's called a fairy stone,
Fairy stone.
but it looks like it's up in Quebec and in this natural forming place. It forms these stones that look like you've poured cement out, and that's how they like formed. So it's very
Oh.
gloppy looking. Do you see them?
Yeah, it looks like you're right. It looks like little drops of cement fell on top of each other and they like created a
Yeah.
stone.
So those ones are super cool. Um, I just I was also looking up. I looked up all fairy stuff today.
You looked up all fairy stuff today?
Yeah, I was like, let's do this one too. They're made in Quebec though, and they're very uh I forgot exactly. Do you have it pulled up? Because I completely have forgotten all of it. It left my brain.
Have what pulled up?
On your computer, do you have the fairy stone like look pulled up?
The look of it or the story?
Um,
Yeah, I just found it. Wow, this is interesting.
What does it say?
This says that when fairies heard the story of the crucifixion, they wept, and as their tears fell upon the ground, they crystallized to form beautiful crosses. Historic superstitions held that possessing one of these rare stones would protect its owner from illness, accidents, and even ward off witches' curses.
That one's the Appalachian one. So there's two. There's the one that looks like the gloves, and then the one that actually forms the cross, which is called starlight.
Mm.
Um, so when Jesus was up on the cross, the fairies in Appalachia cried, and when they wept, the tears formed the starlight cross naturally, and it
Oh,
and it forms three crosses like the well, one of them was the St. Andrew's cross, I think the St. James cross, and the Roman cross. The other one. But they're said to ward off almost all evil.
wow. That's cool. I've never even really heard of fairy stones before.
I was thinking we should go to Appalachia and hang out. It's also in Virginia that it's made too.
That's freaking very, very interesting. Oh.
All right, so this other one, let's see here. I just found that one. Yeah, it's found in the tribe of Northern Quebec, officially coined fairy stones. So this is good luck, talisman, protection. It's a strong connection to Mother Root and is for your root chakra. We wear it as an amulet. And now the difference between an amulet and you know the difference between an amulet and a talisman?
Um, I I do, but I cannot remember because we had talked about this before.
So a talisman brings it towards you, stuff you want to bring towards you, and then an amulet is away. A for away, T for toward. And that's all I got. That's all I got.
Okay, I got a few more here. Let's see. So Amber has two stories behind it. One that's well, yeah. So one of the legends in Lithuania is believed that Amber came from the tears of Jurat, which is a sea goddess who mourned the loss of her beloved. And then the other one for this is what is the ancient Greeks believed Amber was formed after the tragedy of Pantheon, um, son to the god of sun or son to the god of the sun. And when Zeus the thunderer threw a bolt of lightning at Pantheon in his flame chariot, Pantheon, which I hope I'm saying that right, Pantheon, whatever, was swallowed by flames and died on the Erdanus River. When his body was found by his mother and sisters, their tears fell into the river and hardened it into amber.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. That one's cool.
Amber's a nice one.
Amber's so cool.
Hmm.
And then let's see, I have another one. Where to go? Okay. I thought the one about diamonds was really cool and it made me reappreciate diamonds other than just like how we use them now and how they become less valuable and blah 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 and like
Yeah, right.
diamonds have been like I feel like a little hated on for a while just because of like the way we use them. They have become like not as special, I feel like.
Yeah,
as
like
it used to be.
it's one of those things where you see all the time. And I think also like it has some sort of like it's like roses. You know, people hate
Yes.
roses because like they're so, their symbolism has like been destroyed or whatever. Like I love roses. And diamonds are great too.
Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. The ancient Greeks and Romans believed that diamonds were tears of the gods and splinters from falling stars.
Oh, I like that.
I love that. I love that so much. I was like, splinters of falling stars. They also believe that Cupid's arrow was supposed to be tipped with diamonds, having thus a magic that nothing else can equal. I didn't know that.
That's cool.
Um, Plato wrote about diamonds as living beings embodying celestial spirits.
Yeah, that's cool too.
That's so cool. The Hindus believe that they were created when bolts of lightning struck rocks, and they placed some of in the eyes of some of their statues. Jewish high priests turned to diamonds to decide the innocence or guilt of the accused. A stone held before a guilty person was supposed to dull and darken, while when held before an innocent one to glow with increased brilliance.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to try that. First, I gotta find a diamond.
Seriously. The Romans wore diamonds because they were thought to possess broad magical powers over life's troubles, being able to, in particular, to give to the wearer strength, invincibility, bravery, and courage during battle. The
Oh, that's
Romans
cool.
were diamond up at battle.
They
Okay, they were sparkling like Edward out there, dude. Like, I'm
Hi,
invincible. Look
I'm
at how
here to fight,
shiny I am.
and I'm fabulous.
I'm absolutely fabulous.
I have the diamonds on.
Kings in the old days led the battles on the battlefield wearing heavy leather breastplates studded with diamonds and other precious stones because it was believed that diamonds possess God-given magical qualities and powers far beyond the understanding of common men. Thus, warriors stayed clear of kings and those who were unfortunate enough to have the magical diamonds in their breastplates.
Wow. Wow, fancy.
I know, right? I find that so interesting. You're just out here ready to freaking roll, man. And you're not ready because you think it's God's light. It's the fact that those diamonds are shining in the sun like something you've never seen.
It's
I
like,
can see it's God.
okay, it's so bright.
God's light shining on him.
Now I just need a whole outfit of diamonds.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, a leather breastplate with diamonds?
Okay.
Catch me at Renfest.
They're right. All right, what else you got?
Well, so funny enough, in researching this, I guess folklore of crystals is not as common as I thought it was going to be. So I found some other ways that crystals were used, which are very interesting. Like jasper. Apparently, historically, jasper gemstones with a blood red color were widely sought after and used in royal amulets, which he said was to push away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was believed that the blood red coloring helped women with fertility and stimulated good health. And the ancient Egyptians linked red jasper to the fertilizing blood of Mother Isis.
Well, that's cool.
Ah. And then another one with jasper is red jasper specifically is the Vikings also believed red jasper had magical properties that strengthened their skills of warriors. One legend believed that red jasper was laid on the hilt of the magical sword of Siegfried. And the red jasper gave Siegfried the courage needed in battle to later become a fierce slayer of dragons.
Hey, side note, your eyebrows look great.
What?
Your eyebrows look great.
Oh, thank you. I was like, wait, what? That
Wait, what is that?
So yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess I was a little disappointed on it, if I'm being really honest, which I am, about the folklore behind crystals because I just figured that everyone would have, you know,
Like, yeah,
a
like a
story behind it.
story.
Because I mean, they didn't nothing just freaking happens in this universe. There's
Maybe we should make up fairy tales for
you know what I was thinking is that like I wonder if they all got lost because nobody wrote it down, the
That's
stories
what I
that they
was thinking
had.
too. Hmm.
And also I'm wondering like who another one I found by the way is pyrite in legends and like different histories. So the Incas of Peru, as well as the Aztecs of southern Mexico, were known in the in in why do they put words in there that I don't want to read?
The antiquity.
Thank you. To polish large slabs and rarely sizable crystals of pyrites into mirrors for gazing and scrying. And one side was usually polished flat, the other side was highly convex and frequently carved with unique symbolic markings. So they would use these big slabs of pyrite to make their own scrying mirrors.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's so cool. Pyrite was considered stones of power and great magic, frequently used by medicine people of the North American Indians in amulets for divination and in the attire and objects used during their healing ceremonies and incantations.
Nice. I
Which,
like pyrite. Pyrite's one of my favorites.
yeah, pyrite's so pretty. And I think that's really cool that, like, I don't know, they would use it. Even the Native Americans use crystals, man.
Hmm.
That's like, I was trying to find one about turquoise because there has to be.
Some sort of legend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you would think that that is one that we would be able to like easily get. But there wasn't so much an origin story as there was that in ancient Mexico, turquoise was reserved for the gods and could not be worn by mere mortals. In Asia, turquoise was considered an effective protection against the evil eye.
Okay.
And then in Tibet, even today, turquoise is by far the most popular of all materials used for personal adornments and still plays a part in religious ceremonies as well. But yeah, the Apache believed the turquoise helped warriors and hunters to aim accurately. The Zuni believed that it protected them from demons.
Oh,
Another belief was that turquoise had the power to protect the wearer from injury from falling, especially falling from horseback, and that it made the horse more sure footed.
I like that.
I would like backstory on how that.
Look up Apache Tears, because I know that one. I'm wondering if that one would have a mythology on that.
From Legend of the Apache Tribe. Here we go. The Apache tear comes from a legend of the Apache tribe. The legend tells of a battle between about 75 Apaches and the U.S. cavalry on a mountain overlooking what is now Superior, Arizona in the 1870s. Facing defeat, the outnumbered Apache warriors rode their horses off the mountain to their deaths rather than be killed. It was said that the distraught women of the tribe cried dark tears of grief, which fell to the earth and formed into these dark, strangely shaped stones. There is also a fable stating that Apache tears were formed from the tears of sorrow of old women and widowed women.
It's supposed to be very good for helping with grief and passing that through.
Wow. Gosh, there's so much to learn when you just look up stuff like this.
Hmm.
It's absolutely bizarre. Everything has a story and how it was made. It's just a matter of digging deep enough to find it.
Putting in the right words to call it up
Yeah,
too.
literally, because like they ain't gonna give it to you easy.
Well, because even like when I was looking up fairy, there's so many spellings on how to spell fairy. And I was like, this is just like the fairies to be like this. And I'm like, all right, if I'm looking up this, then I've got to like look up this spelling, and this spelling. And then I don't know if it's under story, lore, folklore, like,
Yep, mythology even.
mm-hmm.
I think we did talk about um what am I trying to say? Rose quartz, there it is.
Yeah, rose quartz, because you talked about Aphrodite, right? Like she
Indonius
had
and yep. Indonius was killed by who was it in here? It's gotta be right here. Zeus. And um Aphrodite. Let me see here. Okay. Indonius is the god of plants and rebirth and found himself entangled in a love story with Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, who could not bear to be apart from her mortal lover. Um, Her obsession with Indonius enraged her past lover Ares, the god of war, so much that he sought every opportunity to exact revenge on Indonius for stealing her devotion away from him. Toxic.
it's
And
Aries.
yeah. In the form of a wild boar in the forest, Ares set out to mortally wound his rival. His actions and Indonius's resulting screams caught the desperate attention of Aphrodite, who, in rushing down from heaven to save him, cut herself in a briar bush. Aphrodite held a dying Indonius in her arms, and their blood combined to form anemones in the ground. Anemones? I think that's anemones. Anemones in the ground. Na 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 na. And rose coach gemstones after it was stained the white quartz pink. Fusion of their blood led Zeus to show his compassion as he brought Andonius back to Aphrodite for 6 months a year, leading the love stone rose quartz to become the central symbol of reconciliation and undying love.
Oh,
Oh,
that's so nice.
Rose quartz was also a part of Eros' story as the god of desire, love, and attraction, who is perhaps the most instantly recognizable character in all of mythology. He was known as Cupid to the Romans. The myth goes that he brought the pink gemstone down from the heavens, which is Olympus, to spread love and romance around the mortal world, for it was the love stone itself. The romantic qualities of the beautiful pink hue to the stone were thought so powerful that they would inspire love in humankind.
That's cool.
Oh my God, there's an Egyptian story too. Want me to read that one?
Yes. I'm looking
Okay.
up citrine.
Yeah, this is a mythology story. This is about rose quartz again, but the ancient Egyptians also held quartz close to their hearts, quite literally too. The common belief instilled by Isis, goddess of life, motherhood, and fertility, was that the stone had restorative qualities when it came to health. So she would use the pink stone to rub on her cheeks and eyes to heal the skin and prevent wrinkles. It's a practice that is still carried out by Egyptian women today, which is testament
Mm-hmm.
to the power that rose quartz has had on cultures and ways of thinking through centuries. How cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, that was.
I do love rose quartz. Mhm.
Ooh.
But
I didn't know labradorite was popular in Native American culture. Did you?
no.
It's so similar to the Eskimo Inuit people, the Native American Innu referred to labradorite as the Firestone because of its inner beauty and resemblance to the greatest light show on Earth, the Northern Lights.
Mm-hmm.
In Newfoundland and Labrador, the Innu tribes lived inland while the Inuit tribes lived along the coast. But because of the presence of labradorite gemstones in the rocks beneath all of their feet, there was a widespread and mutual appreciation for its magical properties.
That's cool.
The legend goes that an Inuit warrior discovered the astounding array of colors inside the gemstones and perceived them as the lights of the aura trapped inside the rocks. So he gave them an almighty whack with his spear to free them to the skies in which they belong. The light that remained on earth remained inside the labradorite gemstones. Another such story that may be attributed to the Native American Inuit people is that the stars that lived beyond the aura actually once lived here on Earth inside of labradorite gemstones. And a warrior with a hammer delivered a huge blow to the stones to release the stars back to the heavens, and thus the stars that stayed were to be found in the gemstones of Labra. Any such belief relies on the ancient perception that this incredible astronomical beauty lay inside the gemstones beneath our feet.
That's
That's
such a cool
cool.
story. Yeah. Because I was never, Labor Day is one of those ones that I think is so popular that we kind of forget about it after a while.
I
You know?
agree.
And it's such a cool stone, the properties of it.
Ugh, there has
I
to
almost
be.
figured, I almost figured that citrines had to have some sort of myth or legend because I feel like all the ones that definitely do because of amethyst and quartz and the other one, rose quartz. If they have stories, I feel like citrine should too because it's also a quartz.
Right.
And citrine is such a good stone. It's one of those stones that don't ever need to be cleansed.
Citrine never has to be cleansed?
Mm-mm.
Wow, I did not know that.
The qualities are joy, abundance, and transmutation.
Hmm. My gosh. Well, surprised there's not more stories, honestly, you guys. I'm surprised there's not more stories on like different kinds of like quartz and stuff.
Hmm.
And I wonder if you look up like the gods and which stones go along with them, if then you'd find the stories behind them, because it's very interesting the stories that I have found.
Yeah, and I wonder if we just dig a little deeper, maybe like in a book or something. I just don't think it's as popular as we would like it to be.
Yeah, I want it to be, I want stories for every stone. I want a fun story for every stone that I can just have in my back pocket and be like, hey, did you know how rose quartz was made?
Hmm.
Yeah,
You
that
know
that
that
that crystal you're wearing, you know how that was made?
I didn't know that was made.
Because I want that to happen to me. I want somebody to be like, hey, did you know how that was made? And if I say no, and they're like,
And
you want
they're
me to tell
like,
you?
let me tell you.
Yes, tell me. I want to know this. So like maybe when we get our Patreon in the future, we can ask people to come up with stories of crystals just for the fun of it. So we can all revel in the want for crystal folklore to be bigger than it is.
Well, and that's the thing is like we have comments too. If they comment on the stories that they know, so we can have more to like go off of in the long run. That would be cool.
Yeah, man, jump on our YouTube and leave it in the comments section
Hmm.
because that you can type as much as you want. I would love to see if you guys know any other crystal folklore because the ones we found are really cool, but I'd like to know more.
Right, I'd like to have a more intelligent like conversation with it.
I just like to hear the story, honestly. I think it's freaking awesome that there is stories in general.
Absolutely.
Now I want a fairy stone, by the way.
I need a fairy stone.
I need a fairy stone. Apparently, I'm gonna have to go looking for it. But yeah.
Well, we'd have to, depending on which one, we'd have to go to either Quebec or Appalachia. Appalachia.
Avalanche. Yeah, I'd be down to go to Quebec. That'd be cool.
I want to go to Appalachia. I'm saying it wrong, but Appalachia, 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 Appalachia,
Tomato, tomato,
tomato, tomato.
potato, potato.
Maybe for spring break we should go there for like just visit the town. Their town.
I think that would have to be looked into more. I don't know. I
Oh
know
yeah,
nothing.
I know nothing.
I know nothing, Jon Snow.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I know nothing, Jon Snow. I know nothing.
I know nothing.
Well, all right, dear friends. Here's our short, quick little episode on some crystal folklore that we could actually find. We had to find some while we were with you because honestly, that was not an easy lookup. But again, if you guys know of some, shoot us a message or write it on our comment on our YouTube video and let us know. I want to hear more.
Yeah, I want to hear more too. I want to learn more.
Means you, Rocky. And jump on that opportunity. Give us some stories.
We need some stories.
Yeah.
We'll have story time with Rocky.
Story time with our spiritual grandpappy.
Yes, yes.
Okay, friends. Our next episode is, I believe, manifesting. Which we definitely need to do because, which, yes, it is. It is manifesting. We will have some tips and tricks and some things that work for us and things that we will suggest. And we'll go over what it even means to manifest because honestly, not everybody knows.
Well, and everybody has different.
Different ways of doing it.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
It can be overwhelming, I feel.
Absolutely. Well, all right, friends. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.